5 seconds. Start. India's first 5-year plan covered the period from April 1951 through March 1956. The second 5-year plan covers the period from April 1956 through March 1961. The main objectives of the planning in India are broadly to double real national income in less than 20 years and to double the per capita income in 25 years. During the first plan period, national income was expected to rise by 11-12%. The actual increase was over 18% despite a shortfall in plan outlays. The success of the first plan under conditions of economic and financial stability prompted more ambitious goals and a bolder approach in formulating the second plan. The main objectives of the second plan are increase of 25% in real national income over the 5-year period 1956-57 to 1960-61. A large expansion of employment opportunity, rapid industrialization, and reduction of economic inequality. The emphasis on the development of the industry and transport is greater than in the first plan. The main problem is to set up the rate of investment in the economy. The total cost of the plan has increased considerably since the estimates were presented, mainly because of two factors. The original costs were underestimated and prices have generally risen, especially prices of the imported capital goods. But while difficulties have arisen currently in financing the plan, particularly in regard to foreign exchange, it is important to stress the progress achieved so far. The technical and administrative tasks have been faced competently by and large. Major projects in steel, irrigation, and power are developing, and there is an unmistakable determination on the part of the Indian authorities to maximize tax resources, limit deficit financing, and take all possible measures to maintain the core of the plan. Of India's total land area of 811 million acres, 89 million acres were unclassified in 1954-55, mainly because they were inaccessible or desert. Of the 722 million acres for which data on utilization are available, 467 million acres were classified as cultivable, but 95 million acres were not cultivated, excluding fallow. Actual sown area in 1954-55 was 315 million acres. With the provision of transport, health, and other facilities, there is some scope for gradual extension of the earth under cultivation. In addition to bringing new areas under cultivation, land reclamation prevent loss of land through erosion and regains for use land already thus lost. Nearly 70% of both the total population and the working force are dependent on agriculture. Holding are small, 70% of all farms being less than 5 acres each. Though about 4/5 of the cultivated areas is under food crops, large imports of rice and wheat have been necessary in some years. Since dependence on rainfall renders agricultural production unstable, and since 90% of the rainfall in India is concentrated in certain months covering one third of the year, the provision of irrigation facilities is of prime importance. Only 20% of the cultivated area was irrigated at the end of the first plant period. During that period, the net addition to irrigated area was about 14 million acres. Larger area will be irrigated when the projects that were started during the period are completed. Other projects are being undertaken during the second plan period. The further addition to irrigated area is placed at 21 million acres, so that total irrigated area in 1960 would be 88 million acres, or about 25% of cultivated area against 51 million acres in 1951, or 17% of the cultivated area. The extension of irrigation facilities through major as well as minor work is one of the important factors that makes the agricultural prospect brighter. There are ample water resources available. Of the total river water resources, it has estimated that one third could be turned to beneficial use, but that only 30% of this amount was used in 1956. The minimum estimate of India's firm hydroelectric power potential, according to the Central Water and Power Commission, is of the order of 35 million kilowatt at 60% load factor. In 1956, installed capacity was only 3.4 million kilowatt. Even with 20% expansion each year, the installed capacity would reach only 15 million kilowatt by 1916, or a little over 40% of the estimated firm capacity. At present, there is a deficiency of oil resources in India, the current annual output being 1/10 of consumption. The available resources are being supplemented through the use of power, alcohol wherever possible. Exploration for new oil resources is being undertaken over wide regions by the government directly as well as in cooperation with major foreign companies and substantial provision has been made under the second plan for the development of the resources. The Indo-Stenography project is engaged in exploration for oil in West Bengal. A new company was formed in January 1958 to prospect for oil and to exploit the large known resources in Upper Assam. Full stop.